There is a truth ancient samurai understood long before the modern world existed. A truth that most men today never learn, and because of it, they suffer quietly every day. The truth is this: a weak mind cannot find peace. Because a weak mind reacts to everything. It reacts to insults. It reacts to fear. It reacts to stress. It reacts to uncertainty. And a life controlled by reaction is a life controlled by chaos. The samurai had a solution. They called it Fudōshin, the immovable mind. A state of inner stillness so powerful that no fear, no pressure, no enemy, no disaster could shake it. And today, I will show you why weak men will never find this peace, and how you can become one of the very few who develop it. But before we begin, take a deep breath, because the lesson you're about to hear will challenge the way you see yourself. And if you let it sink in, it will change the way you live forever. Let's begin. Chapter 1: The Shaking Mind. The story starts with a young man named Haruto. He wasn't a samurai. He wasn't a warrior. He was an ordinary boy living in a small village at the base of Mount Kurama. Haruto had one problem: his mind shook at everything. If someone raised their voice, his heart raced. If someone disrespected him, he froze. When decisions came, he hesitated. And when life pressured him, he collapsed inside himself. Haruto was not a bad person. He was simply weak. And weakness always creates suffering. One evening, after losing his job at the village stable for being too nervous and unreliable, Haruto walked toward a nearby river and sat on a stone, feeling the world falling apart. That's when an old monk approached him. His robes faded, his steps slow, but his eyes sharp and calm like still water. He looked at Haruto and said, "Your mind is loud." Haruto wiped his eyes. "I can't help it. Everything scares me." The monk nodded. "Fear isn't your enemy. Your reaction to fear is." Haruto frowned, confused. "What do you mean?" The monk tapped the young man's chest lightly. "Inside you is a storm. But the storm is not life. It is you. You have never learned to control your own mind. And a mind you cannot control will torture you." The monk began walking away. Haruto panicked. "Wait, please tell me how to stop the storm." The old man paused. "Come to the mountain temple tomorrow at sunrise. If you truly want peace, I will teach you the way of Fudōshin, the immovable mind." For the first time in years, Haruto felt something stronger than fear. He felt hope. Chapter 2: The First Lesson: The Mountain Does Not Tremble. The next morning, Haruto climbed the steep path to the temple. He was sweating, gasping, ready to quit. But the monk was waiting at the gate. "Look at that mountain," the monk said. Haruto turned. Mount Kurama stood tall, unmoving, quiet, powerful. "Why doesn't the mountain shake when storms come?" the monk asked. Haruto shrugged. "Because it's strong." "No," the monk said softly. "Because it does not try to fight the storm. It simply allows it to pass." He placed his hand on Haruto's chest again. "Your fear is the storm. But your panic is you trying to fight it." Haruto's eyes widened. Fear is natural. Panic is optional. The monk continued. Weak men try to eliminate fear. Strong men learn to stand still while fear passes through them. Haruto felt a quiet shift inside him. But the monk wasn't finished. "Today, you will learn the first principle of Fudōshin. Accept the storm without becoming the storm." He told Haruto to sit facing the valley and meditate. Not to calm his mind, but to watch it shake. When fear rises, the monk said, "Do nothing. Don't fight it. Don't run. Don't judge it. Just sit. Just observe." Haruto tried. For the first time, he watched his fear instead of drowning in it. And he discovered something strange. The fear rose, but then it fell. Every time. He whispered, "It's leaving." The monk smiled. "It always does. Storms only stay when you chase them." That was the beginning. But the real test had not yet come. Chapter 3, the second lesson. Pressure reveals the truth. For weeks, Haruto trained with the monk. He learned to breathe without rushing, to observe without reacting, to allow emotions to rise and fall like waves. His mind grew calmer. But the monk knew something Haruto didn't. Peace without pressure is not peace, it's illusion. One morning, the monk led Haruto to a narrow cliffside path. Wind roared. The ground vibrated beneath their feet. Haruto trembled instantly. "I can't walk here," he said, panicking. The monk replied calmly, "Your mind returned to weakness because pressure returned." Haruto swallowed hard. "I thought I was getting stronger." "You were," the monk said. "But strength only shows itself under weight." He pointed toward the dangerous path. "Walk." Haruto's heart pounded so loud he could hear nothing else. "I'll die," he whispered. The monk shook his head. "No. You will witness something. You will see that fear screams loudest when you do not move. But when you take even a single step forward, fear loses power." Haruto hesitated, then placed his foot on the path. The wind hit him like a wave. His legs shook. His breathing broke. But he didn't turn back. The monk called out, "Fear is loud, but it cannot push you. Only you can choose to fall." Haruto took another step. His mind screamed. His body trembled. But something happened. With each step, fear grew quieter. And Haruto finally realized. The mind breaks not because pressure is too strong, but because the man is too inactive. Movement weakens fear. Stillness strengthens fear. When Haruto reached the end of the cliff path, he wasn't the same boy anymore. He bowed to the monk. "I understand now. Peace isn't given. It's earned." The monk smiled. "Not earned, built." Chapter 4, the truth most men avoid. Weak men always blame life. They blame people. They blame fate. They blame circumstances. But a strong man, a man of Fudōshin, he looks at the mirror and says, "The only enemy I must defeat is myself." This is why weak men never find peace. They keep trying to change the world, instead of changing their inner world. When someone disrespects them, they react. When something goes wrong, they panic. When a challenge appears, they run. Their emotions control them like puppets. But the samurai knew something deeper. You cannot control the storm outside, unless you control the storm inside. Until you learn this, peace will always run away from you. Chapter 5, the discipline that turns fear into power. Fudōshin doesn't mean you feel no fear. It means you train your fear until it becomes your ally. The ancient samurai had practices for this. And if you follow them, you will become unshakable. Practice 1. Sit with discomfort. Every day, the samurai sat still, not moving, not fidgeting, not running from inner chaos. They learned to master their breath, their reactions, their urges, Do this for 5 minutes today. You will feel your mind resisting. That's good. That's the weak version of you screaming. Practice to accept reality without negotiation. Weak men argue with reality. They complain about life being unfair. They look for excuses. Samurai accepted the world as it is. They did not waste energy on what they could not control. They focused only on what they could shape. Their mind, their actions, their discipline. Practice 3. Keep the body sharp. A weak body breeds a weak mind. Samurai knew this. They trained daily, not for looks, not for ego, but for clarity. When your body is disciplined, your mind follows. Push-ups, running, stretching. You don't need a dojo. You need consistency. Chapter 6. Handling pressure like an immovable mountain. Most men break under pressure because they never trained for pressure. They want peace, without becoming the type of man who can carry peace. The samurai used a powerful technique. Lower your heart and raise your vision. When chaos came, they did not tense up. They did not panic. They lowered their breath into their stomach, and they widened their awareness. Pressure makes weak men shrink, but strong men expand. The more chaos rises, the more grounded you become. Remember this. Pressure is not the enemy. Your response is. Every moment of your life is testing who you are becoming. Chapter 7. The man who stops running. A weak man is constantly running. From problems, from responsibility, from himself. He numbs his mind with distractions. He hides behind excuses. He avoids the hard things that could set him free. But Fudōshin demands the opposite. It demands stillness. It demands presence. It demands you face the truth you've been avoiding for years. You must stop running. Sit in your own silence. Face the parts of you that embarrass you. The samurai believed that a man who faces himself can face anything. Most men don't fail because life is too hard. They fail because they never met the version of themselves that was capable of overcoming. Chapter 8. Emotional mastery, your real battlefield. The weak man expects peace while being controlled by emotions. Anger triggers him. Fear freezes him. Sadness drains him. Desire blinds him. How can a man ruled by emotion ever find peace? The samurai trained emotional neutrality, not suppression. Mastery. They learned to observe emotions without letting them invade the mind. Here's how they did it. Step 1. Notice the rising emotion. Don't fight it. Don't deny it. See it. Name it. Step 2. Breathe through your lower stomach. This prevents emotion from hijacking your mind. Step 3. Respond with intention, not impulse. This is how you break the cycle that weak men live in forever. When an insult comes, you stay calm. When pressure rises, you stay centered. When life tests you, you respond from strength, not weakness. This is Fudōshin, the unshakable mind. Chapter 9. The way to unbreakable inner peace. Peace is not found. Peace is built. Piece by piece. Habit by habit. Battle by battle. Weak men want peace handed to them. But the samurai knew that peace is earned through discipline and self-mastery. You want peace? Then stop negotiating with your weaknesses. Stop giving room to your doubts. Stop allowing emotion to control your decisions. Train your mind until nothing outside you has the power to disturb you. Train your breath until pressure becomes familiar. Train your discipline until your actions speak louder than your fears. This is the path. This is the way. Fudōshin is not a philosophy. It is a lifestyle. It is a man you must become. When you walk this path, you will discover something powerful. The world doesn't need to change. You do. And once you do, peace will follow you everywhere you go. You were not born to be weak. You were not born to be unstable. You were not born to surrender your mind to emotion and fear. You were born to become a warrior of your own spirit. The way of Fudōshin is the way back to yourself. If you're ready to break weakness, ready to rise above chaos, ready to build the mind that nothing can shake, then your training starts now. I'll see you in the next chapter, warrior.